We're back. It's week number 3. We are going to be talking about amazing grains today. And in our podcast this week, I'm going to show you a technique that you can use in not only this dish that I'm going to demonstrate, but a lot of different dishes. And that is the technique of steaming greens using hot grains. So greens and grains together, so delicious, so satisfying. And here's a quick and easy way to enjoy them both together. Now this is a variation of one of the recipes in our class this week, which is called Green Mountain Salad, and you'll see that with all your recipes. However, this is a variation because, again, you can use this technique on lots of different ingredients, and I want you to experiment and find out what you like. What I'm going to do today is I start with a big bowl, and I'm going to put some balsamic vinegar on the bottom of it. This is serving as our dressing for the different vegetables that we're using. I'm also going to add some Belgian endive, and this is what it looks like. It starts out like this. It's like a little baby, mild sort of cabbage. Then I'm going to add some leek. It's like a giant, this is what it looks like. It's like a giant green onion, and it's a little more mild than green onion, so you can use a lot of it. So you can see the leeks. I'm going to add, you just slice them really super thin, and they're little ringlets in there. And then last I'm going to add some rainbow chard, and this has already been chopped. This is what it looks like. You use a whole bunch, and I love rainbow chard because it's got all these pretty colors in it, but you'll get like 7 or 8 leaves like this, and you can use kale, you can use collards, whatever you want, but you want to use some dark leafy green in this particular combination. And what you do to get out the heavy, there's kind of a thick rib, just slice it along the rib like this. I don't know how well you can see this. And then you get out the rib. Now, save these. You can always chop them up and use them in soup. This is actually what we used in our lentil soup last week. We had greens and some of the ribs chopped up, and we cooked them a little bit separately because obviously this is going to cook a lot quicker than this, but this was one of the ingredients in our, it's a lentil soup with sweet potatoes and Swiss chard, delicious. So we are, in this particular recipe, because we're not really cooking the greens, we're just going to use the leafy part. And that's what I've already got here from a whole bunch of those, and I'm going to pour those on top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some hot wild rice to this entire thing. All right, I'm adding the hot grains, and this is a wild rice mixture, which is great, but you can really use anything, and we'll talk about in class how many different kinds of rice there are. There's red rice, black rice, and they all have their own delicate flavors. When you get the fat and salt out of your diet, you can taste the differences in the different types of grains. Now I'm going to spread this over our greens like a blanket, seal it in, and this is just going to sit here until the rice is room temperature. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to add one more thing before I mix this up. I'm going to add some chopped Kalamata olive, a little bit of phyto fat. This is not in the Green Mountain salad recipe, just something I wanted to try. Add a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to stir this up. The greens have had a chance just to wilt a little bit. They're still pretty fresh and perky. Oh, the smells really good. Now this, of course, would be great by itself. You know, we talk about eating the side dish as the main dish, or it would be great with maybe some bean soup. In fact, that's what I think I'll have it with. Another one of our recipes this week, a white bean soup with kale, I think will be a great combination. So there we go. Steaming greens with grains. All right, that's it for today. We'll be discussing this recipe as well as many others in class, including a delicious white bean and kale soup, a Moroccan stew with spiced quinoa, and lots of other ideas for getting the amazing grains into your diet. So next week is sensational soy. I'll look forward to connecting with you then.